So we at FMS, we make sure that we restrict 15 number of students in offline classes. So basically ये 6 पेपर हैं जो आपको पढ़ने हैं. पहला है air navigation. How do you navigate from point A to point B? And we have a 45 days of structured written exam preparation. I have lived my life like that in Jet Airways and Etihad, and I think it's beautiful. Different sunrises, different states, different people, but you need to stay disciplined. So if you think that you want to be a pilot, then this is the best job one can have, provided you stay disciplined and you're equally passionate about it.
Hi, I'm Nishesh, and I'm going to host today's podcast on how to become a pilot. Well, when I was a kid, I didn't know how to become a pilot. I always wanted to become a pilot, but there was no one to guide me. There was no one to tell me where to start from. The admission process, the medical fitness, the age factor, I did not know anything. Well, but today, that is not the case anymore. We have Captain Manjeet, a senior captain, who's going to take us to the journey of how to become a pilot. So, here, Captain Manjeet, please tell us more about you.
Thank you, Nishesh, for having me on board. I've been in aviation for almost 20 years now. I started my journey in aviation back in 2006, and I did join as a flight attendant with Jet Airways. Worked with them for almost 9 years. In between, I did fly for Etihad as a flight attendant, but after a couple of years, I realized that I wanted to become a pilot. And as you said, that there is no information in the market about how to become a pilot, but I was fortunate that I had very kind captains, because I had the privilege of the access to the plane, to the captains, to the crew who guided me better. So fortunately, I did not have any issue in knowing the process. But you're very correct when you say that that there's so much misinformation in the market about the process. Even today, people are not sure, and they still feel it's hawa. And to become a pilot, not everybody can become a pilot. So thank you for having me on board, and happy to answer whatever you want to know more about it.
Very correctly said, and I think let's try to break down this journey on how to become a pilot. What one should or where one should start from.
So the first step to become a pilot is that you should be medically fit. If you are not medically fit, then आपकी journey वहीं पे खत्म होगी. When you are 16 or in 10th class, I think that is the right time one should visit a doctor, and these are the doctors which are specially approved by the regulator, who's Director General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, and these are the doctors who are there in various cities. The list is available online, so log into the website, check out their names of these doctors, and visit these doctors to do your medicals. There are two types of medical, class 2 and class 1. The initial medical is class 2, wherein you are required to do your blood test, urine, ECG, ENT, the ultrasound, and of course the eye test and the physical examination. If you're found fit, then you'll get a letter from the doctor that you are fit. That letter goes to the DGCA, and once the DGCA they approve it, then you get your medical assessment, and that is valid for 2 years. Thereafter, you have to do your class 1 medical, which is again kind of similar to what you did in class 2, but then again it is more of a cross verification. Back in time when I did it, you have to do it in Air Force centers, but now in 2026 there are a lot of hospitals like Apollo and Nanavati in Mumbai, and these are the places where you can do your class 1 initial medical also. So the first step for anyone to even think of becoming a pilot is getting your medicals done.
How much does it roughly cost, the whole test?
The cost of the medical examiner is approximately 4 to 5,000. The test may cost you another 5,000. That is the cost of basic test. But suppose if you are not fitting into some of the tests, for example, you are overweight or underweight, then you may have to do some additional tests which are going to cost you more. But I don't think that more than 10 to 15,000 rupees for your class 2, and I think 20,000 for your class 1 medical examination. If you're fortunate to have the doctor in your city, then you save the traveling cost. But if you are remotely located and the doctor, class 1 doctor, is not present in your city, then you may have to travel to the closest city and get the medical appointment and get your test done. That will cost you some more money.
And what is the most common reason for the medical rejection?
Uh, See, 99.9%, I don't think that people have issues in clearing their medicals. But um, again, it is very subjective, and I think only the medical examiners can answer this question. But um, generally related to eye only, even people who have 6 by 6 eyes also, um, the eye test are quite detailed. I've had seen students who were absolutely perfect, but they were found colorblind, and they could actually identify the difference between green light and red light on traffic, but then they were not able to clear the exam. So yeah, that is I believe. And then inside body का तो आप कुछ कह ही नहीं सकते हो कि यार, I've had students who've come up to us, and they had just one kidney within their system, and they never found out. So someone had a lump on the heart, and that was only found during the ECG, and he was advised to do some additional test, and they said the lump had to be removed. But these are very rare cases, but 99.9% people do clear their medical exams.
What's next?
The once you're medically fit, then step number 2 is you should be qualified to become a pilot. अब आप ये नहीं बोल सकते यार मैंने 5वीं पास करी है तो मैं पायलट बन जाता हूँ. द मिनिमम क्वालिफिकेशन टू बिकम अ पायलट इज यू शुड बी 12वीं पास और 12th पास. Ideally, right now, you need maths and physics in your 12th class. But, and I guess India is the only country जहाँ पर आपको मैथ्स और फिजिक्स का मैंडेट है ना. सो ऑल अराउंड द वर्ल्ड nobody mandates you to have maths and physics in 12th class, but as of now अभी है. But DGCA has um, said that we would not need maths and physics in future, so they have already cleared that hurdle. But the law ministry is yet to make it a law that it hasn't gone yet. But आप अपनी 12वीं पास करो, 12th पास.
What's the alternative in case they don't have maths or physics in 12th?
So again, if you did not have maths and physics in your 12th, there are alternative options like National Institute of Open Schooling. These are the open board which are registered. You approach them and give your maths and physics exams, and you get a mark sheet. Then you are good to go.
Does the board matter?
No.
Does academic performance affect the airline selection?
See, there are two ways to become a pilot. One is a cadet program, and another one is conventional. So we're going to discuss more about conventional and cadet. I'll tell you the differences between both of the path here. But if you want to go the cadet way, then the airline, they do ask you for the minimum number of marks. That is 51% in maths and physics in Indigo, and I believe English, maths, and physics 60% you need in Air India. So only for cadet. Otherwise, no one is ever going to ask you whether you got 33 or you got 99. They would only want to see your license, whether you have a commercial pilot license. That is all. And when you get that license, then also you have to give those mark sheet to DGCA. Right, so airline, no one is going to ask you how many marks have you got unless you're going through the conventional way.